WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hey, this is Mark Cuban. You're listening to The Launch.
You are now tuned into The Launch, where we help you build engaging and meaningful brands, including entrepreneurship, branding, launching new products, digital marketing, and the strategies that you need to launch and grow your business. Watch us live on Facebook and Instagram at The Launch Radio, or listen live on 95.3 FM or 1470 AM, or the iHeartRadio app. Have questions? Call in at 888-565-1470 or post your questions on Facebook Live. Now, let's get started.
Hey guys, happy
Welcome
Friday.
to The Launch, episode 7, where we help you build and launch the business of your dreams.
Welcome back, John.
Yes. Okay.
How are you?
Great.
Very good.
Yes.
All
On
right.
this show, we're going to talk about licensing. All right.
Nice.
So, my name is John Bijorano, and I just flew in from Las Vegas. Took the red eye a few hours ago.
Gambling
so I'm
all
happy
week?
to be here. No, I haven't been. I came from the licensing expo in Las Vegas, so practically on no sleep. But we're gonna do this anyways. And with me, I have lovely co-host Gisa. How are you?
Hi, very good, everyone. I am very excited because this is our episode 7. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And today, this weekend is holiday weekend. So everyone, if you're not working on Monday, have a wonderful weekend and relax.
Great.
Hey.
That would be Jose.
Yes,
What's up,
Jose Castellanos here. Another great week. Excited, continuing to do my digital thing. So excited to be here today and talk about some licensing. It's actually a topic I'm not very familiar with, so
We'll learn a lot.
yeah,
from
we're gonna learn a lot.
John.
No pressure today, John.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about brand licensing, and then we're going to talk about, we're going to have a great guest on the show later on.
Yes.
And we're talking about prepping for trade shows and some tips on how to maximize those opportunities.
We have something for our guests, for our listeners and watchers today as well.
We also have something free for you guys today, so make sure you tune in and throughout this episode, because you're going to get a nice surprise at the end.
Yes. And everyone, again, if you are watching us right now, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also tune in on WNN, and we are on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM. And yes, I just want to share with you guys that it's been a wonderful, wonderful week because we have the Launch Brother as our sponsor.
Yes, Startup Bros.
I'm sorry, Startup
Yes,
Bro. Oh,
Startup
man.
Bros, yes.
So this is our episode 2, guys. If you didn't watch it yet, it's with Will. So it's talking about
FBA.
FBA. And what's FBA again, John?
So it's fulfilled by Amazon. So Amazon, I don't know if you guys have seen in the news lately, I mean, the company just keeps blowing up.
Really?
Yeah.
But their
Stock keeps moving up like crazy, almost at
it's like
$1,000.
$1,000 a share right now, which is pretty unbelievable. And they have, 150 million visitors per month. 150 million visitors per month. So it's one of the biggest e-commerce platform. Is the biggest e-commerce platform. About half of the e-commerce revenue right now online is going to Amazon.
Wow.
So for entrepreneurs looking to sell their product, yes, you want to have, your website and your branding and all that, but really look to see if your product can be sold on Amazon and tap into that 150 million people going there, those Prime subscribers. And they've built a tremendous network through their, all their infrastructure, through their robots, and they have fulfillment houses throughout the world. So it's really a great opportunity for you guys to jump on the Amazon marketplace. Now, if you want to learn more about it, what you want to do is go to thelaunchradio.com/Amazon, and we're going to be doing a free webinar on Monday. So make sure you go on there, you sign up. It's completely for free, and you're going to learn all the ins and outs on how to get on Amazon Marketplace. So guys, definitely check it out. Totally for free. I think you'll really enjoy it and get a ton of value out of it.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you.
Great. So Licensing Expo.
Licensing Expo, yeah.
How was Vegas? Tell us about this licensing expo, what it's all about.
Yeah, so I've been going to Licensing Expo for a few years, and it's quite an amazing show. There's over 16,000 people that go there.
Wow.
And licensing, for you guys that are new to licensing, I mean, there's different areas of licensing, but what we're going to talk about today is licensing IP, licensing a brand.
Okay.
So for entrepreneurs, you make a product, right? You got this that you want to sell, but for a lot of new companies and a lot of new products, you haven't built the brand equity. So licensing, what it is that you are essentially borrowing with permission the intellectual property, the brand of another company, and you're able to put it on your product. So, for example, big in licensing, the king of them all, Disney, who owns Marvel Studios and everything. So, if you've been to retail stores from Target and Walmart and everything, and you look at all the products that are Frozen this, Frozen that, the
Moana, which is very popular now.
Yeah. And or Star Wars, and you see the toys and you see the T-shirts. Well, Star Wars has never actually printed a T-shirt on their own.
Wow.
So all those products out there, they're not toy manufacturers. They focus on building their IP, the films, and their properties, and they work with manufacturers to get all that merchandising out there. And there's so many benefits to an entrepreneur.
So they license the images of all their characters and their intellectual properties,
and their IP. So logos and different things as part of that the licensing program.
That's really big in the sports industry too. NBA, NFL, especially the NFL. The NFL does it all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
big bucks for the license.
For sure. And for some of these companies, like Disney is an example, I mean, they do majority of their revenue through licensing more than the films themselves.
Right. So I just want to know, like, how would a average entrepreneur will get benefit from that licensing?
Yeah. So there's two sides of this. The person who is licensing the brand and the person who is licensing from the brand owner.
Okay.
For someone who is looking to license a brand, there's definitely many benefits to that, but some of it includes, that you were able to, you're able to tap into a consumer base, a customer base that the brand owner has built trust, has built value over the years and years, and a connection with them, and millions of people connect with that brand all over the world. So when you borrow that brand and that logo and you're able to put it on your product and the consumer thinks, it's Star Wars made it, or any of those properties out there, and it's expanding tremendously, not only in the entertainment side, which is the majority, it's a big category, but also like corporate brands, everything from Krispy Donuts to
Krispy Kremes,
Krispy Donuts to 7-Eleven and Energizer batteries. I mean, they make all sorts of other products that are licensed, and you can find those in retail stores. So other I've got a few notes here, but other benefits for licensing for the
for your products. Yeah.
So you get to extend product lines. You get to definitely tap into all those markets, and at the end of the day, it's about making money. So I mean, you when you license something, by the way, I wanted to mention was you're going to pay a royalty. So when you license a brand, then what you're doing is you're going to be paying the owner of that brand a royalty, and that's a royalty. Essentially, what is a royalty? It's a percentage of the sales, on the gross sale.
Yeah, I heard it from Shark Tank with Mr. Wonderful. He's always royalty. So it's by item. Like if if you sell one pencil, then you have to pay me 50 cents. Something like that?
Well, a percentage, points on the gross sale of that item.
Right. Okay.
So at the end of the day, the manufacturer does give up a percentage of that sale, but they're able to gain so many more customers and exposure, and that it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's a win for the property owner because they also get to, their area of their category is, they have their products very focused. So now they're able to expand their brand into so many other categories. So especially for like films, it becomes a way to support the characters and the excitement
Right, it's like
between
exposure.
films.
For for their product. So for example, I'm an entrepreneur and then I manufacture products. Do I need a particular skills, and can I do it myself basically, or I can hire like First Class Alliance or any entity who can help me to do the licensing? Because it looks like you have to be very that's your specialty.
Yeah, so there are companies that you should, if you're new to the licensing world, then one of the ways that you can look at this is partnering up with a consultant.
Okay.
So a consultant can help you navigate the whole licensing world, and could really look at the opportunity. One, if it makes sense. So you gotta really make sure it's an authentic fit. You gotta make sure that you can afford it. And
You go back to the blueprint and make sure you again look for your audience. The right perfect audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because when you license, it's pretty industry standard that you're going to pay an advance in royalties and then a minimum guarantee. So if you think you can, if you want to, license a big brand, expect to cut a check. You're going to have to cut a check. And not only just the money, but you really have to have the distribution and also a marketing plan and maybe some track record and so on. So a consultant, if the consultant decides to work with you on that, it could really help a manufacturer kind of maneuver that and learn, get access to a huge Rolodex and a huge list of contacts that take years and years to build. So the licensing industry is fairly small, in comparison to other ones. So people know each other a lot, and it's important to kind of build that, that trust, work with someone who has that trust. The relationship. So that's something that I can help manufacturers, as well as a consultant. I do work with other consultants on this. So when someone decides to work with me, they're actually partnering up with people who are very experienced in the industry, who just do this all day long, only licensing, and they've been doing it for 20 plus years. So. When a client works with me, also access to attorneys and the whole team.
It's like a whole
working
kit. Yeah.
on your behalf as the manufacturer, as the entrepreneur. So, so yes, anybody interested in the world of licensing and you think it's a great opportunity, please reach out to me, and we can evaluate the opportunity.
And I just want to know what would be like the businesses or services that they can license.
What industries?
Yeah, what industries?
What industries? Because it sounds like it's a lot in the toy industry, cartoon industry. Things that people can visually see a lot.
Yeah.
Not so much just a logo. It's more of an actual character.
Yeah. There's actually a
so because for example, Disney, all their movies, so then you would put it in toys. I could see that. You could put it in plates, and you could put it in toothbrush.
I mean, it depends on the manufacturer. So if you're a manufacturer and you make toys and want to license a brand that fits that, if you manufacture fashion, then I mean that's your area. Now if you're saying like which category, if I'm going to go find a manufacturer and I'm going to license it and so on, then, it depends also on the experience, the budget you have, and if you have a business already established that you can, for distribution, so all that's important. So
yeah, I could really see how a consultant would really help, the entrepreneur to make this as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's a great opportunity. So we should definitely not miss that. So if they want to reach out to you and help, make sure that, they can consult you to maybe.
Yeah, it's fairly easy. I'm easy to find. So 305-707-7173 is the office number, and email john@firstclassalliance.com. And we can talk more about that. The other side of licensing I want to mention, it's the on the licensor. They have agents. So the difference between a consultant and an agent is that an agent is dedicated to licensing that particular property.
Okay.
So they represent the IP owner.
So like a
and-
sales guy.
More than that, you know, sales is part of it, but really they come along and build the entire licensing program. So there might be a company that has a well-known brand for many years, but they've never licensed it before.
Okay.
So an agent and an agency could really help them in coming in and putting that entire program together, which is a lot of work. You got to have a lot of things that in place, from style guides and a process, internal process in place for
Yeah.
approvals, the legal aspect, tracking royalties. It could get very complex, and the legal side as well. So you know, you can have a manufacturer or a brand owner could either try to build that in-house,
Yeah.
you know, and go through all the learning curves, or you know, or hire an agency and an agent to
That's
help them do that.
exactly just what they do on the part of the licensor. So, like, you know, someone would represent Disney, someone would represent like Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Well, the big brands like Disney, they do that. You know, they have
Oh, they have
They have their
in-house.
own
That's
agents,
true
probably.
because
Yeah.
they're big. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of big brands as well. You know, they work with an agency and agents. On that
I'm sure you
aspect
met
as
a
well.
lot of, you know, like agents.
Absolutely. So, so on that end as well, you know, there's have a lot of relationships. So if you're a brand owner, you're interested in licensing, reach out to me, and I can make a recommendation, because not every agent, you know, is going to focus on every vertical. You
Right.
know, they have certain specialties that they might focus in. And not only that, but you have to look at other variables such as you know, their bandwidth. You know, how many brands do they have, and you know, if they currently signed on several brands, you know, you want to make sure they have the bandwidth to handle yours and the dedicated team, and
Yeah.
and so on. So I can
So
help
licensing
maneuver
could
that.
also possibly help a brand owner really grow their brand much quicker, because it'll reduce, you know, the cost of all that overhead of production, manufacturing, and all that. Where
like a team.
getting it licensed and having someone have that agent make that connection for you.
Yeah, team of people.
Yeah.
Team of
So
people.
designers, attorneys, you know, you might have depending how aggressive, you know, you're looking to expand the licensing program, you can have multiple people assigned to your account, you know. So definitely it's something that
It's a
I would
great-
highly
right.
consider if I was an IP owner looking to create a licensing program.
IP, intellectual property. Yeah.
Yes.
Just want to make sure. All right.
yeah.
So if you have anything, if you have an idea, if you have an intellectual property service or any products, you definitely want to make sure to reach out, John, at firstclassalliance.com. And the phone number, John, again.
305-707-7173, or John at firstclassalliance.com.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
So
thank you for sharing. Any fun things that happened there that you want to just share? Any new stuff? Because we are insider basically when you went there.
Well,
Anything
I did
new
have-
coming out?
Well, I did have an opportunity to see a private screening for Disney.
Wow.
And all of their properties, Marvel, Star Wars, and all the films and everything. So they really go far and beyond in creating an amazing presentation over there. Fortunately, you know, you sign a little NDA and you got to keep all that stuff private, so I can't share anything that's not already public.
Come on.
But
Intellectual property.
But yeah, I mean, I want to make it next year again.
Yeah.
Talking about all this stuff, but you know, there's a lot of things that already are public. Obviously, you know, movies that are coming up. you
Yeah,
know,
there's
the
a
next-
lot of Marvel
the next-
movies. I think they have a lot of the Marvel movies already scheduled.
Yeah, exactly. You know, a lot of stuff is out there, and
It's
you,
out
you can
there.
kind of watch teasers, but they do take the time in creating very customized teasers just for the show. So they have the director, they have the main actors, and they're just like, "Hey, Licensing Expo, what's going on, guys? You know,
Wow.
we're working on this. And they give ideas on, like, you know, this character would be awesome for a toy. It would be awesome for this," and they kind of really prep the audience.
Oh,
and
wow. So,
and,
like, the engagement of, like, actually the actor, you know, kind of
Yeah.
like teasing the...
But licensing
Like,
for
yeah.
Disney, as example, is over $50 billion a year. You know,
Wow.
it's much bigger than their actual films.
Plus all the counterfeit stuff that's out there.
That's what they really make their money from.
Majority of it, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, it's a big chunk of it. And also went to the Warner Brothers screening, and you know, they're really on fire as well. So big films, Wonder Woman, those are
That's coming out.
Those look really, those are really cool. And
Is it coming this weekend,
Justice
Wonder
League.
Woman?
So actually I got a little,
I don't know when it is. It's
little
coming up
present.
soon.
Coming up soon.
a little present from them over here.
Wow.
Thing. So yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, and yeah.
What else you got there?
Yeah, but
That's
so
it.
yeah, so it's a great.
So
it's a great
was
experience.
it like from Monday through Friday? It's a Monday through Friday thing.
No, honey, because it's Friday today, so
That's right. So you went there Monday. Okay.
it's Monday through Thursday.
Monday
so
through Thursday,
that's why
okay.
I took the red eye yesterday to make it. So I have a lot. I could talk about licensing for a lot more.
What would
but-
be your biggest takeaway and advice that you would give to a business owners, got a brand, licensing might be something that they've been thinking about. What was your biggest takeaway from the show and advice you would give?
if someone's new to licensing,
Yeah.
they should talk to a consultant, because to try to go about it themselves, they don't really know the contacts, they don't know all the nuances, the legal side, all that. They need to work with somebody who is trusted in the industry, who knows the game, and can really evaluate that if licensing makes sense to begin with.
Right.
So that would be for someone starting out, just kind of, build your team.
Yeah. So obviously you went there as a consultant. So what was like your day like of a consultant in the licensing expo? So you went to like booth and then
Yeah. No,
I
a
just
lot-
want to be in the experience.
No, a lot of meetings. So
lot of meetings.
A very little sleep, and you have meetings from opportunities in different sides. Of different things that I'm working on, and then also attending the different private showings and a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah.
and guys, if you have questions about licensing, you could also post it on Facebook. Live video, and if you're watching the replay of this, it's okay. Just post it anyways. We'll check on
The notifications.
any comments, so we can reply to them, in the future.
Yes,
Definitely.
guys, and again, thank you so much for being with us on our episode 7, and we're talking all about licensing. And this is again John from Licensing Expo Experience. He's sharing it with us. And if you have any questions, you can definitely call us. It's gonna be 1-888-565-1470.
Awesome.
All right.
Great. Yes, well, we're going to bring in our next guest, but before we do that, we're going to go into a quick commercial.
We have commercials now. Step it up. Or maybe
We've had commercials, just that we tend to just talk for an hour.
yes, because we love talking.
Yeah, but we're gonna take a few seconds, and then we're gonna bring our guest in. So
Yeah,
stick
when we
around.
come back, a special guest for you.
Are you ready to build a meaningful and engaging brand? Give First Class Alliance a call at 305-707-7173. First Class Alliance was voted as one of the top 15 digital marketing agencies by the South Florida Business Journal, specializing in branding, product launch strategy, and digital marketing. First Class Alliance can really help you grow your business and maximize your profits. Give us a call at 305-707-7173 or find us on the web at firstclassalliance.com. That's firstclassalliance.com. You are tuned in to The Launch on 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, the iHeartRadio app, and Facebook Live. Get in on the show. Call us at 888-565-1470 or post your questions on Facebook Live. Now, let's get back to it.
Welcome
guys.
back
Welcome.
to The Launch, episode 7.
Yes. So we have a great guest today. Her name is Diane from Emerge Americas, which is an incredible show down here in Miami area. If you guys are not familiar with it, you definitely should learn more about it because it's a great opportunity to expand the mind and networking, and they have tremendous keynotes. So Jose has been. We've been going there since the beginning.
Yeah, so it's a really awesome conference, all about the emerging Americas, as well as Europe. A lot of tech startups. They have a whole startup competition, a hackathon on I think Saturday or something like that. So they have a lot of really cool things going on. It's right down here in Miami at the Miami Beach Convention Center. You can get more information at emergeamericas.com. So all the information will be there.
And that will be June 12th and 13th.
Correct.
And what days are those?
Monday and
Monday and
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
It'll be a
singling-
wonderful time.
We want to bring her in, but I'm singling here that.
Hello, Tian. Are you there?
No.
No,
Operator.
The operator is not there.
Yeah, Dan, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right, good.
Tian, how are you?
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Great for Friday evening.
Yes, happy launch day. Thank
Yes.
you for making out for our episode 7, Miss Diane. And we have amazing questions for you for Emerge America.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Emerge Americas. We've been talking about the licensing expo, but let's hear about some local love here in South Florida. And
You bet.
yeah. So
We're really excited to have Emerge in just a few weeks, really. As you said, June 12th and 13th. We're going into our 4th year here in Miami,
Wow.
and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So, as you mentioned, we are an event that brings together local talent in addition to international talent and focusing on that technology community. We have the hackathon that kicks off bright and early on Saturday morning and goes for 24 straight hours.
Wow.
We also do have a startup competition that we have over 120 companies pitching their ideas for tens of thousands of dollars in prizes.
Wow.
Yep.
is
So
it
it's
too
really
late
exciting for us.
for companies to enter at this point?
I'm sorry, what was
Is-
the startup competition? That is actually closed. We're actually
closed, that's fine.
already moving forward with the judging and helping them develop their pitches that they'll give on Tuesday. So that's
Good.
full steam ahead for this year.
There's always next
Good.
year, though.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, is Pitbull going to be part of it this time? I don't.
Will, definitely. We also have some other exciting surprises. As you may know, Steve Wozniak is going to be our Monday keynote. So the founder of Apple, we're very, very excited.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
That's
excited about that too.
huge.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Tuesday kicks off with Yuri Levine, and he's the founder of Waze. So just two bright stars on both Monday and Tuesday for the event.
Yeah, that's excellent. I'm looking forward to that.
Wow,
Yeah,
and
so-
that's in Miami. We are upgrading. It's only their 4th year. And how amazing are those keynotes? So for people who are probably, like not been to Emerge and they're thinking, maybe not. What would be something that you could really share that will make them, give that hot yes, Miss Diane? Like what would
Sure,
be
yeah,
like,
actually,
woo?
in addition to those great keynotes, we've got some surprises. We've got Susie Orman, who is a personal finance guru. Suze is just going to share so many great ideas with our audience. We also have some great names from throughout Latin America. We've got folks from Visa Latam, Gustavo Cisneros, so just really great names to share their background, their stories, how they broke into the industry. And in addition, as we talked about the startups a little bit, they'll be doing their pitches on Tuesday. So if we've got any of our investors out there who want to come by and be the first in on some of these hot ideas, definitely stop by Emerge.
Wow,
a
and
great
I can
place for
only
that.
imagine all the people who's going to be there. That opportunity of you meeting people all over the Americas, all over the world, really, to network
Yeah.
and to know who's the shaker and the mover of the industry.
Yeah. What's the attendance looking like this year? What you guys are expecting?
Try not to share those numbers, but no, in the last couple of years, we definitely bring in over 10,000 people to Miami for those couple days.
Wow.
Awesome. Very excited about the event. So, something that we wanted to share as well is, someone who's going to this trade show or many other ones. Preparation is key in order for maximize the opportunity at each of these events. Because time is of the essence, and there's so many different things that you can do and so on. So, wanted to share wanted to get your perspective, since you've been in the industry for so many years in producing these events, on what are some of the top tips that you can give entrepreneurs to maximize their opportunity at a trade show.
No,
So what-
I'm happy to share those tips because I think some people go into it not realizing that preparation is really key to an event. It's a great way
Yeah.
to get out, have a good day, but really you need to come back with results. So I would say one of the first things to do before you ever get to Emerge or any other event that you're going to is to prepare your journey. I would
Yep.
say probably every event these days has an app or at least a really great website. So look at it. Think about what you want to do while you're there. Are you looking for certain companies that you want to visit? Check out where they are on the trade show floor. Look at the conference program so you know that if there's one event or one session you have to see, you don't decide to go to something that overlaps it. And, also check out who else is there. Many apps have a matchmaking function, whether it be the exhibitors that you want to meet or just someone else who perhaps is working in the same field that you're working in.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
great advice. It's going there intentionally. So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Looking at the app.
Exactly.
What would be tip number 2 for someone
number
in the
2,
preparation?
is be ready to market yourself. So bring business cards. Even if you're a startup, make sure you get those done or have something clever that you can share because some events, Emerge does have what we call lead retrieval. So the exhibitors can get your information, but you want to make sure that you're sharing your information as well so that someone can reach out to you. So that's very important to have as a way to promote yourself and your business.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you have to have enough business cards with you because I know sometimes people are like, oh, I ran out of cards and that. Like, if you're going to be going there and networking, especially if you're walking the floor and meeting a lot of people, you got to have a lot of business cards. So I suggest to keep some in the pocket, but if you have a jacket, put some in the jacket as well so you can have a little extra
You're a
storage for them.
veteran trade show goer, so.
And to that point too, having a really nice business card, I think it's important. And just spending the extra few dollars on a nice card, a stock, something thick that kind of stands out, looks good. You get some comments. I think that's a good thing to stand out. Because so many people
Yeah.
are handing out cards, and like very cheapy stuff is
Yeah, it's like your brand. It represents your company or your service.
Get some sharp looking business cards, nice stock of paper, and that's a great first impression start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
So-
have fun.
Yeah. Another thing that I like to do as well, I like to give cards with 2 hands. It's a tradition from China, Japan.
Okay.
But it shows respect, that you're handing someone a business card with 2 hands that are just like.
Are people like, why are you doing 2 hands? It's kind of weird.
No,
No?
if
They're fine with that.
Well, if they're international travelers, then they know that it's done in Asia.
Yeah,
and,
you're culturally sensitive.
Yeah, and it just shows respect. And
Yeah.
then also when you grab a business card, to take a moment to look at it, to just like throw it in your pocket, but really kind of look at it and look both sides,
Yeah,
to,
engagement.
which
That's wonderful.
it's respectful, when someone gives you a card, do that. All right.
Good. Thank you for those advices.
Yeah, so-
Miss Diane.
So number 3, what would you say would be another hot tip to prepare for a trade show?
Another tip is bring a bag or a backpack, and as you said, dress smartly. You mentioned that when carrying your cards, but make sure you bring a bag to bring back the information that you're getting. Obviously, we all have our little trinkets that we get, but any information that you receive, you don't want to be fumbling around when you're trying to shake someone's hand, or as you were sharing about, passing along a business card. So that's something to think about when you go out to these different events.
Absolutely. And part of bringing a bag, I think it's also to have comfortable shoes. Now, if you have dress shoes and you match the suit and everything, that's so you can't be wearing whatever kind of shoes. But what you can do though is get the extra
Dr. Scholl's.
Dr. Scholl's. So in all my shoes that I go to trade shows. Always
gelling?
always gelling.
You're gelling.
You have to, because if you go, especially some of the dress socks are a little thin, and if you could just go there with just the regular shoes, the way it came out, your feet will be hurting at the end of the day, especially when it's multiple days out there and your feet all day long walking around. So bring some be gelling.
Yeah.
Be gelling.
At the end of the night, you'd be like, "Thank you, Dr. Schultz."
It's important, I'm telling you, especially when the bigger, like the when it's multiple days, you're out on your feet all day long. So be gelling.
Yeah.
right? Right, Dan?
Yeah, you definitely you took one of my great ideas.
That was number 4.
Yeah. So
Definitely need the comfortable shoes.
How about food? Do like water?
Well,
Especially the Emerge Americas. Is there any booths or any restaurants around?
there's always absolutely food in all of these shows, but I do have a tip for that. But I to prevent me stealing any thunder, Diane, what would be tip number 4 that you have on? That you
No,
have?
I would say that is perfectly tip number 4 is I'll start with hydrate, but as silly as it sounds, bring some snacks or make some time for grabbing a bite to eat. You're right, Emerge has our food zones on the expo floor. We've got 2 of them this year in addition to partnering with some of the local food trucks who'll be out both Monday and Tuesday. But
Love those food trucks, by the way.
10, 12 hours without at least getting some water in you, and you don't want to drop before you make it to day 2 or 3 at some of these events.
Yeah, it's absolutely key to be hydrated. So a tip that I do, since I go to a lot of trade shows, I have a bottle of water. Actually, the first day that I get there, I buy several bottles of water, and not the huge ones, but nice ones that
Medium.
are easier to carry. And I bring tea bags with me. So what I do in the start of the day is that I grab one of the water bottles with me. I throw a tea bag in there to get some caffeine going. And especially if if stopping for coffee, and sometimes it could take a long time, big lines
That's
and
right,
everything.
yeah.
So to kind of save some time on the line waiting for Starbucks, you could just take a little tea bag with you to get a little starter caffeine.
Right.
But most importantly is to have that water bottle with you so you can stay hydrated throughout the day.
Wow.
That's something that I do. And what I also do is I got these little protein bars that I buy again ahead of time, and I look for stuff that's minimally processed. So the more plant-based, low in sugar, gluten-free, vegan stuff,
Yeah.
that is not gonna give you a sugar rise and a sugar crash at the end. So I have a few of those with me, and I take 1 or 2, usually 2 with me, 1 in each pocket. You can barely see them; they're kind of flat. And some of the ones the
Macro bars.
macro bars.
Yes.
Macro bars are awesome.
They're organic. Yep.
To take them with you. So
This is so exciting. I feel so far, Miss Diane, I'm not going, but with all your tips, I'm so excited. I feel like going now, so I can this is the tip number 1. I want to use it. Number 2.
yeah. So
Thank you.
We'd definitely love to see you there.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, what will be tip number 5 that you have for us?
Tip number 5 is smile. Get out there, engage. That is what conference and trade shows are all about.
That's
learning
nice.
about the companies that are there, and as I said, especially Emerge, networking, getting your name out there. So just be excited to be there.
That's another great point too, because you're meeting so many people, and sometimes I see people that. Thank you. Sometimes I see people that maybe are not aware of their body language, and you really want to be inviting. You want to be positive and try to talk to as many people as possible.
Say hi to everybody.
Yeah, so I try not to be shy in the situations and just be like, hey, and if I see somebody and I have an intuition, I just be like, hey, how are you? My name is John, and I just start a conversation,
Yes.
whatever it may be, or and a lot of times those intuitions that I get to, I think I should talk to that person, turns into, because they do something and later on we collaborate on a project or a client or something. So several people that I'm still friends with to this day, I've
Because of that little voice.
because
to
of the
talk to
intuition
them.
to just go and talk to them, and meet as many people as possible.
Wow.
So
Plus, it's great opportunities all over, Emerge America. So you could just be smiling and doing something great for your company or your services.
And you never know who you're talking to.
That's true.
yeah.
Right.
They would know Miss Diane, though. They would know you. They'd be like, oh, I saw you on Launch Radio.
our big known this year.
Yeah, and it's funny too. There's a little bit of law attraction going on at these trade shows. Whether someone who's watching believes in it or not, I believe that if you have positive intent, and you're going there, and within you're feeling grateful and full of opportunity and so on, you tend to like just meet like a lot of great people that are just that it's just, you know, the coincidence is too high, you know, like you sit down to someone who's like, you know, key to like someone you wanted to meet, and then it's like, and then, you know, how does that happen? You know,
Yeah, because you know, I think the tip number one is go there be intentional. So if you know exactly your goal and what you're going for, that's the people and that's the opportunities that you will attract, because you know that's your target that day. I like that.
All right, Diane. So
John, I think you're a perfect attendee. So hopefully everyone emulates your style.
Thank you.
Diane, real quick, you know, as we're getting to the end of the segment, is who would you recommend attend this trade show, this show, Emerge Americas, and also how can they get some tickets?
Sure. No, thank you for asking. Emerge is really for I would say everyone, because in this day and age we all have some involvement with technology, but those who have a working involvement with technology or even just a passing fancy, come on down. As we mentioned, we have a hackathon that happens, so if you've got that developer side of you, you're another great candidate thinking of starting your own business. As I said, we'll have the startups there, take some cues from them. They'll be doing pitches on Tuesday. And then just the great companies that we have participating throughout and speaking as well. It's just sharing knowledge across technology, but the business spectrum as a whole, sharing what's going on in Miami, Latin America, everywhere. You can tell I'm excited, and there's a lot to go on at Emerge. But we'd love to see you, and for your listeners and viewers tonight, we'd love to invite them as our guests.
Yes.
So at emergeamericas.org or .com, register, and you can get a free Expo Pass by using the code EXPO, EXPO, V as in victory. So we do hope you'll come down to Miami Beach in a couple weeks and visit us.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So everybody,
Thank you.
make sure you register and use the code EXPOV. This is for this is the free pass, but not a free pass to everything. So if you want the upgrade, you gotta pay for the upgrade.
The keynotes and you gotta upgrade. But.
I highly recommend it. I think it's a great value with everybody who's showing up. In the past, I've always gone and I've always paid. So that's the reason why we wanted to have you on here.
There's a lot of great speakers. Like she said, Steve Wozniak is going to be there. Alex Rodriguez, Pitbull. Some of the big names that people will probably be familiar with.
Yeah, and John and Jose will be there. I'm thinking I might go.
Come on down. Wear those comfortable shoes.
Yes. Oh, I would love those food trucks.
Excellent. So guys, so Dan, you're welcome to stick around in our next segment, which is the launch fuel.
The launch fuel.
And for you guys that are new to this, we're going to talk about 3 different topics here for entrepreneurs. So the first one is your mindset, which is the attitude for success for entrepreneurs. You're growing a business and you're working hard out there. The right attitude. Number 2 is your skill set. So we'll recommend some books, content, something for you guys to study and check out throughout the week so you can grow your knowledge. And 3 is a health tip related to keeping the mind sharp and the body vital, so you could go out there and just be awesome at what you do, make things happen. So
walk the floor.
Yeah.
That's right. With Dr. Schultz. This is all connected.
We need a sponsor.
I knew it. Yeah.
Dr. Schultz called me.
All right, let's start it.
So the first is the mindset, and I have an amazing quote from Earl Nightingale. He said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or idea."
That's delicious. That's one of my favorites.
Okay, so again, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or idea. So what that means to me, many ways to look at this as well, but success is something we all reach for, and we're like, okay, we want success in our life and all that, but success is not just a final destination of like, this is my the to-do list of my car, the house, the this, the that. It's a progressive realization that we grow and evolves with us. And the key is that it's something that's worthy goal or ideas. So it's a goal that, you know, it's more than just making money and just paying the bills, but really being involved into something that is really worthwhile, that you're really connected to, that really makes a difference for yourself. You know, your
Community.
could be your community, it could be the world, you could affect people's lives in many different ways. So as you're coming up with what am I going to do as an entrepreneur and what kind of business I'm going to get into, I would say that just whatever you choose, that you're passionate about it, and that it's a worthy goal, it's a worthy cause, that you can really dive in and go in 120% at what you do. So you live once, and this is it, and make sure you make the best of it. So
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, you're welcome. Dan, anything you want to add to that? Or anything?
No, I think that's a very powerful quote, and I would say it leads to some of that planning for the future, and I'm a believer in vision boards, and I think that that quote speaks really nicely to it about progressing to what you're really looking for.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a fan of vision boards as well. So it's a good way to visualize your
I love
goals
Miss
and everything.
Dan. Now I just feel like going just to meet you.
All right.
All right, next.
So the next thing on our list is a skill set. So for you guys who are interested in learning more about licensing, I want to recommend you guys two incredible books that I've read, and really, like, sometimes when you read some books, you know, you kind of wander off sometimes, but for whatever reason, I really got connected with these books, and every word being said is a tremendous value. There's two versions here. So it is from Gregory Battersby and Danny Simon, which had a chance to meet at Licensing Expo and saw again this time, and he wrote this one for me over here. But the basics of licensing, how to extend brand and entertainment properties for profit. So they've added tremendous value in here. I mean, they even have sample contracts and so many things. It's like wow, it's definitely well worth it. So you guys want to learn more about licensing, then that is where you want to go. So if you're looking to acquire a license, get the Red Book. And if you're looking to license your brand and maybe get an agent and all that, then get the
Blue Book.
Color coded. That's awesome.
Which is the basics of licensing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and endorsed by Lima, which is the licensing association, and
Very nice.
and
Thank
all
you.
that. You guys have anything?
I say get it through Amazon. We love Amazon
Get it
up
on
in
Amazon.
here. Yep.
Yeah, and speaking on Amazon, absolutely is a great. It's a great place to get all your books and all that. And to remind you guys that we are doing the webinar on Monday for learning how to sell your product on Amazon. For licensing as well, is if you have a product that you think is going to do really well and it's awesome, you can license a brand to build more trust with consumers and tap into already a built-in audience of fans and people who are connected to that brand. So, and you could sell the product on Amazon. It's a great way to getting your e-commerce going, because you can build an amazing website, but then you have to drive traffic to it. And Amazon already has 150 million people going there every month. It's incredible.
Wow.
And growing. So thelaunchradio.com/Amazon for you guys to check out that free webinar. Cool. And it is live. So if you join, let us know. Say in the comments you came here from The Launch Radio.
All right.
All right, guys. So the health tip, the final tip. Oh, by the way, Diane, did you want to add anything to that? Do you have do you have a book or anything?
I must admit, most of my reading is conference schedules and session titles these days, but it sounds like the books you're recommending definitely have a great point for those who are getting into new businesses and licensing needs.
Awesome. Yeah. absolutely. I was blown away by so much value in those books.
Health tip.
Okay, so the health tip for our last part, related to trade shows and being vital. I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit of what I take with me to a trade show. We talked about
Your emergency kit.
putting the the food and all that in your pockets and everything. But in addition to that, I do take a few things with me because it really helps in just keeping the energy up and all that. So in previous shows, I've spoken about some of the vitamins that I take just every day from the omega-3s and B12 and all that. So I still do that, but I bring some extra ones that are just for the show.
Okay.
So, and
well, again, you don't. If you will follow one of the tips, bring a bag so you don't have to put it in all your pockets.
Well, you don't take this with you on the show. You just take it in the bag. So when you're in your hotel, wherever you are in the morning, you take this, and it just helps you juice up energy throughout the day and all that.
Got it.
Of course, like whenever you're taking any supplement, any vitamin, check with your healthcare professional
provider.
Provider, all that. But so this is one of the products that, and again, I'm not being paid by them. This is what I take. This is what I.
But if they do want to send the check, they can go ahead and send the check.
Sure, why not?
But one of the things that I really like is this Electrolyte Stamina Power Pack from Trace Minerals. So this is what it looks right here, and it comes with this great little individual packets. This is what I take, a few of these, one for each day. I throw this in a glass of water, and
Big
it has a
vitamin
ton
C shot.
of vitamin C, and it has B12 as well in here. So I think something important for me, when you're out there meeting so many people, shaking so many hands, you want to boost your immune system because you're just exposed to just a lot of people, and so you want to make. And then sometimes you don't get as much sleep as you would want to, even though you try to. So your immune system kind of could go down a little bit.
Yeah.
And vitamin C and all that boost you up, will help with that. The other one that I take is this one. I take a brain supplement for just to give you a little extra brain boost during these trade shows. There's a lot of great ones out there. You could research it on Amazon, make a decision for yourself. The one that I am testing right now that I like is called Superior Brain 1000. Superior Brain 1000 by Reborn Labs. The reason I like it is because they had a nice mix of different things that are very effective, and also the price point is pretty good. It's pretty good value.
That's great because all the information that you're getting, it's interactive. There's a lot of people out there.
You want to retain as much as possible, so that will help you with that. I don't recommend that you take it every day because there are a few things on here that you should have a break in between.
Unless you go to trade shows every day.
No, but even then, take some. I mean, the bottle will tell you. The bottle will tell you, one a day, whatever. That's great. But there are some things on here that you should have some breaks in between.
Check with your medical physician.
Just with me, everything in moderation. Too much of anything is not good. So I always just treat everything with moderation, and that's how you avoid misses. The other one that I take is phosphatidylserine. This is phosphatidylserine PS100 from Jarrow Formulas, which is soy free. That's very key. It's soy free. So this is from lecithin, but it's sunflower lecithin versus.
And again, guys,
soy lecithin.
John is not being paid for all of this, but if you're interested in getting them, Amazon. This are everywhere.
I'm just showing you what I take to give me the extra boost, and then the other one that I take is Focus Brain. This is like mineral supplements essentially, and it is by Harmonic Enterprises. So a Thermic Gold Focus Brain. There it is. It's the smallest tiny, and that gives me the extra little boost for the trade shows, so you can retain as much information as possible. All right, guys.
All right, thank you.
That's it for our show.
And Ms. Deanne, do you have any? I know you shared a lot of tips already, but do you have any health tip that you want to share with our listeners?
Definitely try and keep up with some sleep as well. I know that's hard with all the great networking and whatever fun cities you're in, but definitely try to get a few good hours of sleep and keep up with your water. Definitely some good tips.
That's good.
Keep up with the water. That's why I bring it right
Sleep
here.
and hydrate.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Miss Diane. It's amazing to have you in the show.
Yes, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, and we'll be seeing you at Emerge
See you
pretty
at
soon.
Emerge.
Look
So-
forward to seeing you in June.
Yes, excellent. So, and remember, everybody, you have a free pass. So go on there, and it is what was it again?
Expo
V.
V.
That's right.
And that will be June 12th and 13th, Monday and Tuesday. Don't miss it.
EmergeAmericas.com.
Miami.
All right, guys. So make sure you guys, if you have any questions, leave comments on the Facebook Live video. We can comment after the show as well. And tune in every Friday, same time from 6 to 7 p.m. Fridays. You could say this part.
Yes, on WNN 95.3 FM and 1470 AM. And again, guys, my name is Gisa, and enjoy your holidays.
And also on the iHeartRadio.
Our radio app, and pretty soon YouTube. So, Jose,
See you guys later.
John,
And Gisa,
have a great weekend, guys.
Wonderful. Thank you
We'll
for
talk
being
to you
with
soon.
us.
Take care.
Episode
boom. So-
You have been tuned in to The Launch, where we help you build engaging and meaningful brands. Connect with us on the web at thelaunchradio.com and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at The Launch Radio.
Hi, this is Kai Kawasaki. Thanks for listening to The Launch.